Design Studio.
What is up, y'all? It is your girl Lala, aka Lachelle, aka Michelle Maybell, and I'm coming to y'all with a late night video. I am up. It is late because my horse is about to give birth. I'm super duper excited, so I can't sleep, but I'm also tired, if that makes sense. Anyway, so I was up and I had an epiphany, and I just wanted to lay this on y'all temples real quick, and y'all can tell me what you think down below. I feel like so often, let me backtrack. So I saw the definition of subliminal, right? Because we often be like, at me, don't shoot no subliminals, at me so I know it's real, right? Most of the time it's for fighting purposes. But on some more mature type of adult type stuff, how many of us do that? How many of us fire off a bunch of subliminals rather than taking the time to openly communicate with whoever the person is? I mean, I feel like if you deem the person important enough to shoot subliminals, you should deem them important enough to actually communicate with them, right? And y'all probably like, what is she talking about? She needs to go to bed. Well, stay with me because I got a point coming. I watch so many people shoot subliminals at loved ones when they make them angry, when they feel like the loved one has fallen short somewhere, whatever. And more likely than not, those subliminals are noticed, some not immediately, but when they are, it kind of hurts because you're telling the person, hey, you're not worth the conversation. I'd rather shoot shots at you from a distance from where everyone can see than to just sit you down and have a conversation. And to be quite frank, in regards to loved ones, if you feel like the person isn't worth the conversation, they shouldn't be worth the subliminal either. Make sense? I hope so. So I watch people, whether it be a romantic relationship or it be something platonic, again, like with a friend or a family member or whatever. And I'm not talking about when you just being petty with some random person that you don't care for or something like that. I mean, like, if you really value the relationship, why do all of that? You know what I mean? And I posted in my post, and I guess I can post a quick screenshot. If you want a hug, say, I need a hug. How hard is that to do? Like, if you genuinely look at a loved one like, yo, I need a hug today, more likely than not, first they're going to be like, what's wrong? But you're going to get a hug. Instead, people would rather get on the internet and be like, when you sitting in a room full of people feeling completely alone, those who you thought love you don't even recognize your pain. Well, you know what? People are human and mostly not psychic. So sometimes you do well at putting on the front. Like, I don't understand that. People will put on the front like all is well and then get mad at people for believing all is well. Well, if you knew me and you loved me, you would know better. No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. And I'm the type of person to where even if I feel like you're not being 100% honest, I'm not going to press it because I'm going to feel like you don't want to talk about it. You know what I mean? I'll shoot my shot as far as trying to get you to have a conversation, but the minute you shoot me down, I'm done. Because people, when it comes to their emotions, people could get like wild animals. When you back them into a corner, they come out that bitch swinging. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, cool, won't bother you. But don't get mad at me for not pursuing. Like, people will ask you, are you all right? You say, yes, I'm fine. And then get mad when they walk away. Well, you should have kept trying. Or you could have just been an adult and been honest. Like, stop getting mad at being poor communicators and then getting mad because people can't predict your emotions. If you tell me you are all right, unless I clearly see you are in a state of distraught to like low key, I think you're gonna be suicidal or something like that, I'm gonna leave you alone. And I'm gonna chalk it up to like a bad day at work or whatever. You know what I mean? And we're grown. We know how to recognize when it's a, okay, well, I guess we'll talk about it later. And it's a, no, it's serious. You need some help before you hurt yourself. I feel like we can do that. And we're grown enough to inject that into the conversation and accept it. So I don't mean when you see somebody in a dire state and you just like, oh, well, you don't want to talk about it. No, I mean, like, when it's something simple, somebody walking in and clearly they got some type of attitude or something. You're like, what's wrong? Oh, nothing. All right, then I'm gonna let you talk about that later. You know what I mean? So it's just like, why do we do that as human beings? And then the second question I want to know is, How often are we honest with ourselves? You know what I mean? It's so easy to play victim. A relationship goes bad, you immediately blame the other person and or people if you're into poly, and I don't judge anybody. But it's quick to blame the other person and or people and you're victimized immediately. But how many times do we admit, you know what? I was the author of my own demise in this situation. Because 99% of relationship problems, again, whether it's romantic or platonic, and for everybody's like, what does she mean? Romantic meaning with your boyfriend or girlfriend, or platonic meaning with your family and friends. So, 9 times out of 10, when there are situations where a relationship is damaged, it's usually a lack of communication. That's it. Sometimes you don't relay what you need properly. You can't get mad at the other person for not knowing how to interpret that. You know what I mean? And so I watch people, they have relationships with people, and the person is the best thing since sliced bread. And then as soon as everything goes wrong, oh, I can't believe they did that to me. And then when you ask them, okay, so what did you do in the relationship? You know what I mean? You'll either get a quick gloss over where I had my faults because, nobody's perfect. Or it'll be like, my only mistake was trusting them. And it's like, really? That's all you did? So you were perfect the entire time. And you know what I mean? I like to look at relationships like that. Like, what can I do better next time? And I'm not saying that you should take the blame for everything. Definitely not what I'm saying at all. But how often do we look into ourselves and be honest? You know what? I was a poor communicator. All of those times I got an attitude and decided not to talk, that fueled some of the fire. All of those times that I held my emotions in to a point where I blew up, that will fuel the fire. Like, imagine sitting there and maybe you genuinely don't know, or you have a different intention with your actions. So you sitting there, you think you being your best self, and your significant other just there seething, and then all of a sudden you do one small thing and they blow up. That's not gonna look like, oh, I must have been messing up and they just now decided to come out and tell me. They're gonna be like, you gonna be like, they crazy. Because in your mind, you like, I thought everything was cool. We got to be honest. You know what I mean? Like, not every time, not every time someone does something that we don't like, it's intentional. And y'all probably like, what? Because I'm trying to figure out how to say this the right way. I can do something to or for you with the purest of intentions, and it could come off as like a total jerk move. Like, I've had kind gestures for people, and it made them feel some type of way. And then once I explained to them, look, this was my mindset when I tried to do it, and we had that conversation, it was okay, I get where you were coming from, and I appreciate you trying to be genuine. I took it as this though. So now by the end of that conversation, it doesn't take away from what I was trying to do for the person, but I now have a better understanding. Like, okay, in the future, if I want to help this person or whatever, I know not to do it this way because this is how they interpret it, and maybe I can come up with a different action. You know what I mean? So let's have that conversation. How many of us get on Facebook, get on Instagram, get on Twitter, get on YouTube, slamming the other person, but honestly own up to what we've done? Especially if it's somebody you've been with for years. I just find it hard to believe that you could be with somebody for years and they was just complete trash and you did everything perfect. And I know because I've been in those situations. I know we had those epiphanies where we look back and be like, what was I thinking? But at the same time, you know where you messed up too. Again, I'm not saying take the blame for anybody else's shenanigans, because I know it's some real dirtbags out there. But how often do we sit back and be like, you know what? I communicated poorly, or I didn't ask y'all. Don't mind my dog, we breeding, but I communicated poorly, or I didn't control my anger in the way I should, or I shouldn't have been running to my family telling all our business. And that's another topic I'm gonna bring up, but not in this video because I ain't gonna hold y'all. But it's just like, how many times do we sit back and do that? You know what I mean? I could have not embarrassed them in public. I could have not put all our business out on the internet, because while y'all think, when y'all posting them subliminals and you think other people don't know better, there are probably people who've been watching and being envious this whole time. And if I go from seeing you post this person, this person, this person, this person over and over again, all your posts is y'all or about them or how cool you think they are or how much you love them or whatever, and then all of a sudden I see all of these sad, melancholy, I just tore that word melancholy. Ah, you see what y'all? My struggle. Anyway, all of these sad posts. That's why I need to go to bed. Talking about mistrust and when people don't appreciate you, and I'm not putting up with this no more, and blah blah blah. Y'all don't think that we know that y'all talking about that person? I mean, seriously, you can get on Facebook and post as many times as you want. This ain't about me. I'm just posting stuff because I like it. We ain't stupid. If you go from babe this, boo that, bestie this, my twin this, to people can't be trusted and all this other stuff, and you ain't posting that person no more, do y'all sincerely think we don't know that it's trouble in paradise? Anyway, like I said, I ain't gonna hold y'all. I just felt like this is a good conversation. I'm not even sure I'm gonna post this tonight, but I'm definitely glad I recorded it because I needed to get it off my mind so I could go to bed. I hope all is well with y'all. I'm about to go check on my horse. Thank y'all so much for donating your time to watch my video. As I always love to say, peace.